The rumors and reports have been flying out of Warner Brothers about DC and the future of the DCU under James Gunn. After a report came out about Wonder Woman 3, the cancellation of Wonder Woman 3, with them saying no to Patty Jenkins and Gal Gadot, saying this doesn't fit into our future for the DCU. And then after that, the reports of Henry Cavill being done as Superman. No more Man of Steel 2 like people were talking about. Production for that has been put on hold. Ben Affleck done as Batman, removed from the Aquaman movie. All of this stuff out there. And now James Gunn has been forced to break his silence in light of all these crazy rumors and reports. Wonder Woman 84 sequel on ice, potential Man of Steel 2 in jeopardy as Warner Brothers considers major DC reboot. And yes, indeed, James Gunn has responded. James Gunn sounds off on DC Films' future. We're not going to make every single person happy. And as of yesterday, detailed in that report from The Hollywood Reporter about the cancellation of Wonder Woman 3, how it didn't fit what they wanted to do, that's where they said they're not sure if they want to move forward with Henry Cavill. In fact, Henry Cavill has a scene in the Flash movie that they're debating whether they're going to keep it in or take it out, depending on what James Gunn and Peter Safran, the new heads of DC Films, actually want to do. And reportedly, after Aquaman is out, next year, they're going to completely do a hard reset, recasting a ton of these different characters. James Gunn has replied, and we may as well go straight to his Twitter thread right here. So, as far as the story yesterday in The Hollywood Reporter, some of it is true, some of it is half true, some of it is not true, and some of it we haven't decided whether it's true or not. So basically, listen, there is validity to this report, but we're not going to tell you what's accurate and what we haven't decided yet. That's kind of how I take this entire thing. We don't know exactly what we're going to do yet. We're going to present this plan. Nothing's been finalized. But yeah, a lot of that stuff you heard is probably true in there. That's the way that I take this reaction from James Gunn, because he did say some of it's true. And then he follows on. We're going to go through this whole thing. We'll break it down a little bit. Although this first month at DC has been fruitful, building the next 10 years of story takes time, and we're still just beginning. Peter and I chose to helm DC Studios knowing that we were coming into a fractious environment, both in the stories being told and in the audience itself, and there would be an unavoidable transitional period as we moved into telling a cohesive story across film, TV, animation, and gaming. That is also something that they've been talking about, a total cohesive story, which I think is nuts. Personally, from the animated side, I think DC is better and healthier when they're telling separate stories, animation. I really loved a ton of the DC animated movies that they've come out with because it gives them complete freedom to do a lot of things that they're not necessarily doing in live action, and nobody's really going to get confused about timelines or whatever because it's cartoon, it's animated. But this is what they said they want to do forward. And they're right about the fractious environment. As someone who's been a lifelong DC fan, I can tell you that there are DC fans that are passionate as hell and will argue with each other for days and days and days about so many things. At the end of the day, they all love DC, but they all have very different ideas of the way DC should go. I obviously very famously had my opinions on where DC would go. That obviously didn't turn out. They're going a completely separate way. But when you look at people who want the Snyderverse restored, when you see people who want to go as far away from that as possible, when you see people who like the stories like Shazam, people who like Black Adam wanted to go that kind of way, it's all over. And that's what James Gunn is walking into. And he does address this a little bit on as well. But in the end, the drawbacks of that transitional period were dwarfed by the creative possibilities, the opportunity to build upon what has worked in DC so far, and to help rectify what has not. We know we're not going to make every single person happy every step of the way, but we can promise everything we do is done in service of the story, in the service of DC characters we know you cherish and we have cherished our whole lives. And I mean, what is he saying? Is this just lip service, just saying what people want to hear? He's right. You're not going to make everybody happy. There's no doubt about that. Not every single movie is going to be made for every single person. But if they do treat these characters well, if they give us good stories across the board, yeah, most people will be happy. If that'll happen, that remains to be seen. As for more answers about the future of the DCU, I will sadly have to ask you to wait. We're giving these characters and the stories the time and attention they deserve, and we ourselves still have a lot more questions to ask and answer. And he posts yet another Kingdom Come picture, which is interesting. That's he changed this. He did have his banner. I think he had his profile as a Kingdom Come art piece as well. So there's definitely hints about Kingdom Come potentially in the future. Maybe he's just doing that because it's his favorite story. No real idea, but this is the thread from James Gunn. It's been interesting to see the reaction to this. I think there's a lot of validity to that story. Now, you have seen people try to spin it. You saw Dwayne Johnson immediately come out and be very defensive, trying to convince everybody out there that Black Adam's actually profitable, even though theatrically it lost money. They're saying, well, we predict in the future with all these different revenue streams, it will eventually become profitable. And they're trying to put that out there like it's gospel. Ironically, the same Deadline reporter they ran to for that Puff piece that The Rock immediately tweeted out multiple times, he claims that it looks a little sexist of DC to cancel Wonder Woman 3 right after Batgirl. So that's the type of person you're dealing with here. That's also part of the rumors that they don't want to move forward with the Black Adam stuff. They don't really see that, the sequels and the spinoff in the future of DC. I don't know. I can tell you that I like a lot of these castings. I like a lot of these characters. But depending on what they want to do, I can understand why they might want to move in a different direction. There's going to be pushback, though, if you don't have Henry Cavill come back and play Superman, especially after bringing him back for that post-credit scene, people getting so excited. You're going to have a lot of people that are upset about that. But as for right now, James Gunn was forced to respond. So much talk, so much discussion out there that he felt he needed to respond over these rumors. Let me know what you think is true, what you think is fake. If you think James Gunn, maybe it's really all true at this point, he just doesn't want to put it out there, let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching, everyone, and a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.